I'm Taliha Folorunso. I'm from Nigeria, and I represent the project Artificial Intelligence for Females in Aquaculture. The project is centered around how creating a gender balance within the aquaculture value chain. So we discovered that the amount of women participating in the aquaculture value chain is very minimal, and there's a need to change that narrative using artificial intelligence. So one of the things we try to do is carry out a gap analysis to see how many women are involved within the value chain of aquaculture, and we discovered that within the production phase, minimal amount of women are involved there, and there's this need to change that narrative, because the production is more or less the lucrative path, and now we need more women in quest to empower them to be within the production phase. So we also discovered that towards the tail end, the post-processing and probably the sales, that's where the women are involved, and which it's a less lucrative business. So what we try to do in our project is to change this narrative through creating focus groups and trying to empower them. And now the quest is, how do we bring AI into this? Understanding the fact that the knowledge gap may not be so robust for them to understand what AI is and how to apply AI. So we decided to create a prototype system for the production, because the goal now is to empower them in aspects of the production. So the AI system we've built now will be put into practice to help build their capacity, and the systems have been built such that it allows for gender inclusiveness, so that the women will be much more empowered and see interest in how AI makes life easy for them to go into production. The focus is we have selected states in Nigeria. So we have the North Central. I think Niger State is represented in North Central, and the west part of the country, and that Kwara State is represented. So for now, our focus is on two regions of the state, of the country, the north and the west. What we made sure was from the conception of the idea of the prototype that will be used for the capacity development, we ensured women were involved in the design and in the design and the development. So these will help them, women thinking, okay, I think this will be easy for me to understand. Indirectly, it may be easy for other women to understand, irrespective of their knowledge gap. The challenges we faced in the research are enormous, but a summary of it is: one, availability of data to say this is the amount of women involved in this practice. So we were unable to get that easily. So what we did was actually going to acquiring our own primary data by moving around the sites where aquaculture is being practiced within the country, to actually get first-hand information, how many women is involved in this and how many women is involved in that. So by so doing, we got our primary data to be able to say X percentage of women is involved in the production, Y percentage is involved in the post-harvest process. When you go to the sites where the production takes place, we based our collection process based on interview and fact-finding mission. When these practices are made in communities, these practices are made in communities. So our visits to this community tells and interview those involved in it. Say, okay, how many women are involved in this and the rest. So that's how we got our information. And we also used secondary data by getting reviews of literatures, articles online, to say, okay, these are the percentage. So we used these two ways to justify our low amount of females in the practice. With AI, application of AI, take for instance on my project, it helps bring inclusiveness. It helps change the narrative. It's not a male thing and it's not a female thing. So it helps to have more inclusiveness of everybody, and overall goal, it makes life easier for everybody, and changing the narrative, making the world a better place. our plan is, after capacity development on the prototype developed, so the goal is to see how the number of the fish farmers that incorporates AI into the system. So one of the things we also discovered is, irrespective of the gender, AI has less application in the system. Less amount of persons have been applying. So our goal is to ensure that more persons are applying. So the way we will evaluate our system's impact will be how many persons have actually applied or will apply or is applying AI, the AI we've brought into the system, how many persons are going to apply it, and what's the impact of the application. One narrative has changed. This is the way we intend to evaluate the impact. So it is expected, or we envisage, that the application of the AI changed the narrative, helps them to increase their productivity. Characteristically, what we've built is specifically for aquaculture, but there are other agricultural sectors that needs application of AI. So this can be replicated in other sectors of agriculture, other sectors of life. There are virtually, I could say virtually everything we have now, you could find application of AI into it. So building AI systems that are responsible, are compatible, allows inclusiveness, will end up changing the narrative in all sectors of life. Just want to thank Green for finding us worthy to be on the network.